checking in. Hold on. All right, guys, we are live on YouTube. So
Yay.
if you're joining us, we're going to give you a second for all of them to join in.
Cheers.
But we're actually gonna have a live show, and we're about to get into it. So we're just gonna hold on for just a minute, and then we're gonna start. Stare awkwardly at the screen, Barb. Say hi. Tell them your address, your
While we're
phone
waiting
number.
for people to log in, John is going to tap dance for us to keep you
Oh.
entertained.
It'll keep us
Does
entertained.
anybody know any jokes? Doug, you got any jokes?
Oh, I got nothing. No.
What?
Nope.
Okay, I got one for you.
All right.
Yeah.
Where does the king keep his armies?
Where?
In his sleeveys.
Thank you. I told that last question. It's like the one joke I can remember.
What do you call cows' knees?
I don't know. What do you?
Burger joints. Oh!
This is
All right.
horrible. We should have never come up with this show
Everyone's logging
whatsoever.
Oh, it gets better. Doug's really good.
All right.
No more jokes?
No more jokes. No more jokes. Okay.
He's doing so good.
All right, guys. So we have a surprise show. Me and Barb have been talking about this on the side. Reached out to Doug Sands, and he is back again. Welcome back, Doug.
Thank you so much for having me.
And so Doug is a professional hypnotist, and we did a podcast with him, so make sure you check that out. There were some skeptics in here about it, maybe me too. But Alton actually believed that it is legit. So,
All right.
Alton, I didn't forewarn you, but I think you found out somehow that we were going to be doing this show.
No.
You didn't? Okay. So, what is...
No, I told him yesterday, I'm like, hey, we should hypnotize me on the show. That's what I said.
That's a great idea.
So that's actually what's going to happen today. We are going to have Doug hypnotize Alton in some form or fashion, because I truly want to know if this is legit. So Doug, tell us what you have in mind as far as this goes.
Yeah, absolutely. What I'd love to do is just a hypnosis demonstration that does a little bit of both. Both the stage show side of things, so it's a little bit interesting for you and for the audience. But also, Alton, if there's anything that you'd like to work on, one of my specialties is anxiety relief and confidence building. If there's any beneficial suggestions that you would like, we can add those into the middle of the hypnosis as well.
I mean, confidence is good. I like it.
Confidence
that way
is
I won't
good.
be so nervous when we do YouTube lives. And I won't have to worry about what to do with my hands.
Are you nervous?
So nervous.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I could be.
You can't lie the rest
I'm
of the show because I need
about
to know
getting
whether this works.
hypnotized on YouTube live. That is true.
All right. Well, with that,
Wait, how are you gonna hypnotize me without hypnotizing them?
I'm
Well-
gonna take my headphones off.
Oh, yeah, good question.
That is, so with hypnosis, it's all a consensual state, meaning that you have to want to go into hypnosis to actually go into it. So, Barb and John, if you want to go into hypnosis in this experience, you can, but yeah,
want
you can
to.
simply
I have to
just.
drive home at some point. So.
So if I just play a lot, like if I just go along with everything that you say, I can be like co-hypnotized without.
Absolutely. So I was actually going to mention that for anyone listening in, that if you also want to experience a little bit of hypnosis and just feel what it's like, you can listen in and get the same results as Alton is going to have.
Wow. All right, Alton, I'm going to let you kind of stand center camera here. So, or actually, you can just stand up where you're at.
Unless he needs to
I
be
have to stand?
sitting.
I don't know. Does he need
No,
to
he-
stand?
Tell me what to do, Doug.
Absolutely. Are we ready to begin?
Go for it. It's all you.
All right. Well, I can hear you. You can hear me. So let's begin. Alton, so today we're going to do a couple of different things. To really get started, I would love to run through what we call suggestibility tests. And suggestibility tests are just cool little things that you can experience a bit of hypnotic trance in. And this suggestibility test, I'm going to need you to sit as you are and take your two hands just like this and put them together. Put them together with your fingers pointing straight up. And with that gap in between your two pointer fingers, go ahead and stare at it. And in a moment, those fingers can just begin to attract to each other, just like there's magnets at the very tip of each of those fingers. And you may notice the sensations as those fingers begin to tire, begin to pull together. And notice as I count from 1, beginning to go tighter and tighter. And notice that sensation. Notice what's changing now. 2, getting even closer. And 3, perfect. You can let your hands go and just shake them out as they were. Your hands are back to normal now. So what did you notice in that experience?
I don't know. I was trying to see if I felt anything in my fingers, but I don't know if I felt anything.
Did you feel anything?
I don't think I did.
All right. This one instead is going to be a little bit different. This one I'm going to have to ask you to move your microphone out of the way. Perfect. Go ahead and close your eyes. And take both of your arms and stick them straight out in front of you, kind of like a zombie. Perfect. Making sure your palms are face down. Excellent. And now, go ahead and just turn one of your palms face up, facing the ceiling. Perfect. And in a moment, imagine that I'm going to place a heavy book in that palm that you've turned facing upwards. As soon as I snap my fingers, you can imagine that heavy book being placed in your palm starting now. Noticing as you imagine, just picture that heavy book. Picture it there in your hand. Notice just how heavy it can begin to get. And as you notice those sensations, you can imagine that on the other wrist, I can tie a helium balloon and just allow that helium balloon, that's right, to begin to bring that other wrist up, raising it towards the ceiling. And you may notice as those changes happen, as those sensations happen, that you can just allow this to happen, that you can just relax into the experience and have it happen for you. Want it to happen, will it to happen, and it will happen. As that hand sinks down, allow the other one to rise up, and as that her hand rises up, allow the other one to just sink down further. That's right, just allowing those changes to happen. As you can sink even deeper into hypnotic trance is already happening because your mind is allowing it to happen at the perfect pace for you to go even deeper into the experience, those sensations, as you allow those hands to drift further apart at the perfect pace and the perfect time for you to just go deeper now. That's right. And Alton, go ahead without moving your hands, just open your eyes. And notice just how much of a gap you've got between those hands. That's perfect. You can shake your hands up, and your arms are back to normal. Now that one is a pretty cool experience because you can actually get some physical changes, some physical motion in with the hypnotic suggestibility test. Alton, would you mind sharing what you experienced in that one?
I would say that that's just kind of like leaning in with my imagination, but there's like this corresponding feeling that I'm like checking. I'm like, does my right arm really feel lighter than my left? But it does. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
That's excellent.
But did you do it all yourself, or was it really you were not purposely trying to do it? You were just in the zone.
I mean, I don't know how to answer that. I mean, it's like, of course, it's my,
I think we
my
need
brain.
to do it to John.
No.
Because, no, seriously though, like that was, you've seen it now. He's not gonna make you do anything weird. I bet you're more skeptical than I am.
Well,
I will say, I will
I'll
say
do it,
that
yeah.
the people who are the most skeptical of it are often the best at going into hypnosis.
I
Come
don't listen very well.
Okay, he doesn't
I'm
listen.
so ADHD. Me and Barb spent all last night talking about stuff, and then she claimed she told me stuff that she didn't. But
He doesn't
Yeah.
listen very well.
What can
you
I say?
Yeah, but in theory, maybe your subconscious listens better than like your ears.
talking to
I would say so. So one thing I wanted to point out in that, Alton, was that in the very first suggestibility test, it was pretty clear that part of your mind was like, I'm not really buying into this. And that's the key about hypnosis. If part of you is resisting it, if part of you is like, I don't really trust this, it's not going to happen. In that second suggestibility test, as you were just allowing it to happen, you started to notice just how much your hands started to drift apart. It's all about allowing yourself to go into that hypnotic experience. And with that, I would love to hop into a full hypnotic trance and do some work with you if you'd like.
Let's do it. Show John he doesn't have to be scared.
But what are we going to choose to do for you that we could maybe see today?
Today.
Or is that too hard?
You're gonna make me like bark when John claps or something.
Yes, can we?
That way tomorrow in church I just barking.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
I can
he
give some
says
suggestions
Jesus.
around that.
Yeah. I mean,
right.
what do you want to do here for him?
Alton, I would love to go through a very popular induction into hypnosis, and then we can dive right into a little bit of change work. And I've got a couple ideas of post-hypnotic suggestion. As you mentioned, one might be every time that Alton claps, you feel the urge to bark like a dog. And another might be that after the next time that you open your eyes after the session, 3 minutes later, you're going to have an extremely, extremely itchy nose. And you're just going to want to scratch it so much and not even realize quite why. And those are a couple suggestions that we could go for. Alton, I should say, are you ready to begin?
I'm ready.
All right. Go ahead and get
So
comfortable
screwed now.
if you haven't already.
I'm
Perfect.
not gonna need my mic, am I?
No,
Okay.
not on this.
Bye, Mike.
Excellent. Go ahead and make sure your arms and legs are uncrossed. Make sure that
Really,
you're
you have to
comfortable.
take the shoes off.
You said
Get comfortable.
Excellent. Excellent. Getting really comfortable. All right. And for this induction, go ahead and raise your dominant hand. I'm assuming you're right-handed. Excellent. Go ahead and raise that up so that it forms like a sock puppet where I can see it. Excellent. Pointing perfectly at the camera. Excellent. And you're in perfect frame. So with that, this induction is called the Swan. And the Swan is all about showing you, Alton, that your unconscious is listening to this and your unconscious is willing to go into trance today. And I'd like to speak to the part of you that is willing to go into hypnosis today. And to communicate most effectively with that part, I ask that part to take control of that hand that you have raised. And when it's got control, go ahead and give some unconscious movement in that hand. And Alton, when you notice that unconscious movement, just let me know. And until then, I'm going to keep talking to Alton as that part of him takes unconscious control of that hand. That's right. And Alton, you can close your eyes and just allow yourself to begin to sink into that hypnotic experience, going deeper with every word that you hear, every breath that you take. That's right. Just allowing yourself to sink down now into hypnosis is already happening for you because your mind, your deep unconscious mind, has already agreed to give you more confidence, to help you in all the areas of your life. And now, excellent. Go ahead, Alton. Excellent. And with that you can allow that hand to just begin to sink back down. And I want to thank your unconscious for giving that signal. And now, to help you go even deeper into hypnosis, just allow yourself to physically relax. Because hypnosis is all about relaxation. You can allow your head, your jaw, your neck to just relax. And as you do, just allow your forehead to tilt forward at the perfect pace and really sink into the hypnotic experience that you can enjoy. And I mean really enjoy at the perfect pace for you. Can get even more comfortable because every physical adjustment you make can send you deeper into trance. That's right. And in a moment, to help you go even deeper into trance, I'm going to ask you to open your eyes and then shut them again. And each time you do, you can go twice as deep into hypnosis. Go ahead and open your eyes and close them, going twice as deep. That's right. Open and close, going even deeper into hypnosis. Open and close, just allowing your eyes to relax. Open and close. That's right. Going at the perfect pace for you to open and close your eyes. Sinking even deeper. And one more time, just allow those eyes to open and then close. That's right. And now, you can take that relaxation that you've got and imagine a cool wave of it starting from the top of your head, going all the way down to the soles of your feet. That's right. Going at the perfect pace for you can sink even deeper into hypnosis, has already started and will continue throughout this session. And any sounds you may hear beyond the sound of my voice will simply send you deeper into hypnosis. That's right. And Alton, since you've reached this deep state of hypnosis, I'd like your unconscious to help you make some amazing changes. And in exchange for those amazing changes, I'd like your mind to give a couple of fun suggestions and do those as post-hypnotic suggestions after this hypnosis session. And if that sounds good to your unconscious, go ahead and give me a nod. Excellent. That's right. And in this place, in this deep state of relaxation that you are creating in your mind, you can imagine a control panel there in front of you. A control panel that controls your confidence. And you can reach out with your physical hand in just a moment and change any of the dials, the switches, the levers, or anything on that control panel that you'd like to change. Perhaps you'd like to change your confidence level, to turn it up to the perfect level for you. Perhaps you'd like to turn down doubts or worries. Perhaps there's something else you'd like to change on that control panel. So go ahead and with your dominant hand, reach up and take those imaginary controls. That's right. Take those controls and turn them to the perfect level for you to make those changes. And that's right. Making the perfect changes at the perfect pace for you are continuing to go deeper into trance with every natural breath that you take. You can simply go deeper into the experience. And that's right. Allowing your unconscious to change at the perfect pace for you to just go even deeper into the experience. That's right. Making the exact changes that you're looking to make. And as you make those changes, you can just allow your unconscious to take the following suggestions. That's right. And install them so that after this hypnosis session, two things can happen. One, at exactly 3 minutes and 37 seconds after you next open your eyes, you may find that your nose grows incredibly itchy and you have the intense urge to scratch it. And you may find that already your nose may begin to itch. Whether it is or not isn't important, because your unconscious can feel that sensation and allow you to physically scratch your nose at that mark, at that time. And two, for the next 24 hours, unless you're in church, of course, anytime that you hear John clap, you may feel an intense urge to bark like a dog, however that appears to you. And whether or not you accept that urge and bark like a dog, your mind can give you that urge and show you that you are allowing these changes to happen. And whether you forget to remember or simply remember to forget that those changes have happened in your mind, you can allow all of the confidence suggestions, all of the changes that you have made, and the suggestions for post-hypnotic suggestions to install at the perfect pace for you as you allow one of those hands to rise up to touch your chin. That's right, at the perfect pace, installing those changes. That's right. And when that's finished, you can allow that hand to rest back in your lap. Excellent. And in a moment, I'm going to bring you back to the room, perhaps feeling different than before we began, to allow your unconscious to show those changes in your confidence and in other ways. When I count up from 1 up to 5, you can come back feeling refreshed, energized, motivated, excited, and confident. Starting with 1, can begin to start to come back to the surface. Feeling 3, times as energized and awesome and confident as before you began, and wide awake on 5. Hi.
Hello.
How good do you feel now, Alton?
Feeling pretty good.
Excellent, excellent. What did you notice about that experience?
I mean, I definitely felt really relaxed, and yeah, I guess kind of like a weird sense of like out of control but in control at the same time.
Yes.
So um, I guess it kind of reminds me of some of the like meditative work I've
Mhm.
done, you know,
Absolutely.
and kind of like the auto suggestion stuff that like Napoleon Hill talks about.
Yeah.
So it was like a familiar place for me in my head that I feel like I could go to, and
Do you remember everything that he said?
I mean, I think so.
Your mind
You
might have
sure?
forgotten, but in any case, that brings up a really great point about hypnosis. Is that as we were mentioning in that in the suggestibility tests before we started, it's all a process that you are going through, that you are allowing to happen. Just as in meditation, you are allowing yourself to relax into that place. The more that we go into hypnosis, and the further along that you were in the process, the more relaxed that you might have found yourself being. And with autosuggestion and meditation, those two are some really interesting cross blends of hypnosis. You'll notice that those two, they do have a lot of similarities to hypnosis, and hypnosis is not like some wacky out there thing. It's simply blending all of these things into one program that you can do on your own.
Yeah, I felt like my jaw was really heavy. Like if you had asked me to like pick up my jaw, it would have been really hard.
Really?
Yeah. It's like, I can't lift my jaw, it's so heavy.
What other feelings did you have? Nothing?
So, like for me, I have this, when I've done this type of thing before, there's this place that I go into my brain that's familiar for me. And so I found myself there again with this control panel, and I felt like the more that I, was turning knobs and like watching this control panel, the more buttons and knobs that would come up there that I could adjust. And then the funny thing is like adjusting them, I could feel like one of them I was like, oh, I want to smile more. So I'm like turning up the smile, and I'm like feeling happier as so I'm like dialing up this smile.
Yeah.
So even though like there's part of me that's like this is in my head, I'm still like feeling
Yeah.
the reality of turning this imaginary knob.
Yeah, and here's why that is. I think I mentioned this in the first podcast, but our brains communicate to us with feelings and with images. And so by doing the control panel exercise, what you were doing was giving an image to your brain, giving instructions in that image that you were changing by turning it up or turning it down. You were giving your brain feedback, essentially, or a blueprint on what to do. And it was giving you feedback then in the form of feelings, of sensations, to show that something is actually changing and something's taking place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty cool.
So,
Any other questions, John?
yeah, so we timed it,
Mhm.
and we're well over 4 minutes now.
Mm.
So I noticed something didn't happen.
Mhm.
What does that mean?
So, Alton, do you remember the suggestion that your nose will be itchy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, that suggestion, of course, it is something that Alton, as a conscious, as someone who is actually listening to the hypnosis, it's something that you can choose or that you can't choose. Now, the reality of all hypnosis is that it's not mind control. Just like the stage shows, it's not a surefire thing that works for everyone. But what I will say on that is that I did notice, Alton, that you were kind of like scrunching up your nose a little bit as we were talking. I don't know, was that the actual sensation?
I don't know. I don't remember I remember you saying it, but I don't remember an itchy sensation.
You can't put your nose on it?
But that seems like something that my conscious would try to turn off if
Yes.
I could.
That's what I'm saying. The sensations that you felt as the control panel, that is hypnosis. I think that this is just coming from me, but I personally believe that your mind is just saying, well, I don't actually want this part of the hypnosis, and so I'm just going to leave that off. I do believe that you made some amazing changes, but
I'm not going to bark.
that tells me all I need to know. The fact that you're like, I don't want to do it. That's the thing about the stage show that I was mentioning, that all of the volunteers on that stage, they wanted to be there. They were ready to make themselves look a little bit foolish. And so the suggestions that a hypnotist gives in that situation are much more likely to be a little more theatrical than it was today.
No, I mean, to me, I still say it's like totally legit, you know.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, but I think that it's been my experience that, I mean, this is the first time I've ever tried hypnotism proper, I guess. But like trying to tap into your subconscious and using that to, you know, to try to develop that is a real thing and has real, just like if you're going to do a push-up or like lift weights, you know. I can't just do a push-up and be like strong instantly, but over time, right? I mean, you don't just hypnotize somebody once and be like, all right, you're good. You're welcome.
No.
Backflips.
You know?
That's what we should have taught you how to do. It's a backflip.
Yeah.
But like real sensations, and even when you were talking about my nose, like I could feel my nose like wrinkling a little bit, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. You're
But, like,
absolutely
the
right.
other things, you know, I was like,
The more-
oh, man.
Yeah, the more that you do hypnosis, it is that mental muscle that you're building up. Just as the more you do meditation or the more that you just focus on things, that mental muscle does build up.
What was funny is before we got to the 3-minute mark, my nose is itching, and I'm like, you little jerk. You did the wrong person. Don't try clapping. I don't want to find that out either.
I'll wait till Sunday.
I really think that you need to do it to John though.
Ah.
'Cause Alton was. I'm just curious.
Let's
Is
do
it
it,
possible
John.
for him to feel like if he's just determined, like I'm gonna prove that this doesn't work?
And we've run out of time.
Oh no! I looked at the clock. There's still a turn. A short one, like
How do you feel, Doug? How do you feel about John?
mini hypnosis.
If John wants to do it, as I mentioned, like if John does not want to do it, then there's nothing really I can do. But if John wants to go into hypnosis, I'm down for it.
So I start a new job soon, so let's not get something that's going to screw me over the first day of the work.
Yeah, I mean that's like a real thing, though, right? Like that we could help John with confidence in his new job, or whatever
Yeah.
you want for your new job.
I'm pretty cocky as it is, you know
Well,
this.
maybe it's something else. I don't
Yeah,
know.
there's a difference between cocky and cocky. What do we just had him do some of the introduction ones, like see if you could make his hands. I can't
John,
remember
what would
his
you
name.
like?
I'm kind of worried that it might actually work, and then I screw myself on this. So I don't
might
want to do
actually benefit
anything.
from
It's just like Corona, right? If she were to sit next to me and I know she has Corona, I don't want to just magically sign myself up and kiss her so I can catch it. The same goes for stomach bug. So
Yeah, you lost me. So how about
Yeah,
Alton
I'm trying
promises
to-
not to kiss you and
trying
you
to
get
figure that out.
hypnotized? It'll be great.
No promises.
kiss Alton and then get hypnotized. Oh, that's
He
great.
promises not to.
That would be
It
funny.
would be funny. No, but I think of the listeners. You've got people who are trying to show something
Okay,
to you.
Yeah, did anybody tune in?
I want. No, they all tuned out.
Middle of Friday. Joke.
But in fact, if you are watching this right now, that means you're watching live, possibly later on the replay. But we are recording live on YouTube, which is why we constantly tell you, you should join our YouTube channel, click the subscribe and the bell. That way you can be notified when crazy things like this go on. That being said, Doug, I would like you to try the extreme and get me to bark or cluck or something if you can. Is that possible?
I'm going to say that if you actually don't want to go into hypnosis, it's not going to be possible. We can go into hypnosis and you can experience the trance-like things, but I'm personally thinking that you're not going to bark like a dog. no matter what I do.
I
You're
will.
stubborn.
I will try. Yeah, I am stubborn. I will try whatever you want to do.
All right. Is there something that you'd like to change? Is there something that you'd like a little bit more of, like confidence, motivation, anything like that?
Patience. John wants more patience with his face.
I need to do better intros and outros on this show without screwing up so much.
What would that be in a single word? Is that like creativity or focus, preparation?
Probably focus. Yeah.
Focus. Oh yeah,
Focus.
let's get rid of John's ADHD. Is that? I mean, that's got to be something with hypnosis. Is that true or no?
ADHD and
Focus?
attention disorders, there's something you can improve with hypnosis. I'm not going to say it's curable with hypnosis. I'm not going to make that claim, but you can definitely improve your focus with hypnosis, and I think that'd be a great idea.
Sweet.
If he does the itchy nose, I'm gonna be screwed so bad all day. Just
Look, I trusted Doug. Doug treated me well.
It's a safe space, John.
Yeah. You're the one who wanted the YouTube.
All right, John,
live.
whenever you're ready.
All right.
I'll hold your mic so you don't like
I'll
drop
just-
or something.
I got the mute.
Do you want to sit in my chair because it has a back? Does this chair need a back?
It'd be better if it had a back,
Okay, let's.
but
So don't
it's
fall.
not necessary.
Let's swap.
Unless our goal is for John to be hypnotized into a concussion. So it worked.
You have to unmute it over there.
All right, John, are you comfortable? You can still hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. And go ahead and get comfortable if you haven't already, and make sure that your arms and legs are uncrossed. Perfect. And go ahead and just take a deep breath in and let it out, and just allow your eyes to close. That's right. Getting into the experience. And know that any physical adjustments that you make during this session, this hypnosis session, can simply send you deeper. And I know that a part of your mind doesn't really want to go into hypnosis, but there may be a part of your mind, that's right, that does. And so I ask the part of your mind that wants to go into hypnosis to help you really, truly, and deeply experience this hypnosis session. And to help you go deep into this experience, imagine that by your side, on either side, doesn't matter which you choose, there's an imaginary shelf. A shelf that you can pick up your physical hand, your entire arm, in fact, and place in the air on that shelf. And go ahead and do that now. Excellent. And with that arm in place, just allow your unconscious to begin to relax you into that experience. The sensations that your mind is already giving you hypnotic trance can happen at the perfect pace as you allow yourself to go deeper. And to help you, you can allow the muscles of your face, the muscles of your jaw, and the muscles of your neck to just relax. Perhaps allowing that head to tilt forward, allowing your body to just relax. That's right. Getting completely comfortable at the perfect pace for you. Knowing that each natural breath you take can help you to truly relax. And that's right. And to help you even deeper into this hypnosis, imagine a staircase. And each stair, starting from 10 down to 1, can help you go even deeper into hypnosis. Starting with 10, beginning to notice those sensations down to 9, doubling that relaxation. 8, just taking this time for you to relax. On 7, going even deeper into the hypnotic experience. On 6, and then down to 5. And on 5, imagine turning back up to look at the top of the staircase. There's someone there. It's a version of you. The version of you that is observing all of this. And just invite that version of you down the staircase. Down to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5. And together, all the parts of your mind can go deeper on 4. And then down to 3. Down to 2, doubling that relaxation again. Finally, down to 1. And since you're in this deep place of relaxation, you can allow your unconscious to take you even deeper into that experience now. And that's right. And to help you increase your focus, I'd like you to imagine a color. Whatever color you pick is perfect for you. That represents focus. As you notice any sensations, any twitches, any movements, imagining that color. And imagine a cloud of that color. Imagine breathing that color in, letting it flow through your mind, your body. That color of focus. And that's right. Perhaps imagining a separate color for the color of distraction or anything else that may keep you from that focus. And that's right. And breathe that color out. Breathe in the focus. Breathe out what you no longer need. As you continue imagining that, you can just allow the following suggestions to enter your unconscious as fully formed to help you with your life. You can increase your focus. That's right. You can do fantastic on intros and outros. The more you focus, the better your life gets. The better your life is, the more you can enjoy it. And that's right. And all of those changes can begin to install at the perfect pace for you as you allow that hand to inch up towards your chin, installing at the perfect rate all of those changes. And that's right. And when that's finished, just allow that hand to rest back in your lap, taking all the time you need, noticing what you notice. That's right. And now, with all of those changes installed, and to help your unconscious show that it is strong and that your mind is incredibly powerful and it wants to help you, you may notice, just for a brief instant after this hypnosis, that your nose does get a little bit itchy. Just enough to convince you and show you that your unconscious has made these changes. And in a moment, I'm going to count you back up to the room. From 1 back up to 10. And by the time we reach 10, you can feel amazing. You can feel motivated and ready to really focus on what's important to you. Starting with 1, can start to begin to come back to the room, feeling 3 times as awesome and amazing as before you began. Because on 5, noticing those new sensations. 6, starting to come back. 7, feeling those sensations now. 8, feeling awesome. 9, ready for an amazing rest of the day, and eyes open, wide awake on 10. Hi. How do you feel now, John?
I guess I should talk into a mic. Huh? I would say that I don't feel any different per se when I had my arm on that table. Strangely enough, I figured my arm would have felt different. Like, if you raise your hand, right, and your arm gets tired, you want to hold your. I didn't get tired at all, but it was really weird because my wrist really felt like it was draped over the edge of a table. You know what I mean?
I wondered about that because
I mean, I was like,
there's no I was waiting for you to adjust.
no, that was perfectly fine. But
Yeah.
you were telling me about colors, green, or to think about them, right? So focus was green, distraction was blue, and I started heavily seeing green while I had my eyes closed. And then you said think about the secondary color, and it was like blow it out, and it started in the right top corner, and it started to turn blue, and it's like by the end of that part, I was half and half with green and blue.
Interesting.
It was really weird, but I don't know if it's from the lights or I'm just weird, but
Let's go with your
I will say I was very ADHD during most of it. Like when you were talking about the stairs, you were saying go down them, and it's like, this sounds stupid. I was like, don't fall, John, don't fall. And then I was like, focus, John, you're supposed to relax while you're doing this. And then you told me to look up, and I'm thinking I'm going to see somebody scary, and then you say it's me, and then I'm like, it's just me. But
It's a ghost. Run!
or now that we're staying in Barb's little Airbnb, we have to watch out for scorpions. But
Texas.
yeah, but so that's what I felt during it. I felt really distracted.
So I will say this: there's no one hypnotic experience. Most people will feel very relaxed in it.
Oh,
Most
now your nose itches. See, I'm telling you.
Most people will feel very relaxed in this, but there are people who, especially if it's their first time in hypnosis, they're not
dick,
really.
Dude. You're a dick. Okay.
They're not-
Man.
They're just allowing themselves just enough of a hypnotic trance to make those changes. If you were to do hypnosis multiple times and really build up that muscle, I believe that over time you would have that focus. And one other thing that I wanted to mention, that sensation of draping the arm over the table, it's a very real thing. Our mind cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined event and one that actually happens. And it will create the actual sensations to replicate that. And you notice that in that session, or in that hypnosis, John, that your arm, it didn't really get tired. It wasn't like it was stiff or you had the urge to put it down. For a lot of people, it's kind of like they just forget it's hanging there. Was that your experience?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, I focused on it because I was like, my wrist is really, it's hurting. But it's like the rest of my arm felt perfectly fine, which is really weird because I figured like my elbow would have some kind of pain from sitting there holding it. Because I don't think I was flat. I think I was at an angle, wasn't I?
No, you were pretty flat.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
I felt like I was at an angle.
Yeah. No,
Like I was doing this almost, but
So what that is it's a phenomenon from hypnosis called the cataleptic limb, and basically it just means that the agonist and the antagonist muscles of that hand were in perfect balance, or I should say that arm, meaning that the muscles that pull and the muscles that push were in that waxy, rigid state where they're just kind of hanging there in perfect balance. You don't need to think about it, and so that to me tells me that you went into a pretty deep hypnotic state in that session.
what do you know, John? Word.
but I still giggled when you talked about the nose, and then I still ended up scratching my nose.
The
so
unconscious
hard.
works in some mysterious ways.
It's so hard to talk yourself out of this. That was you were visibly like at the point that you got relaxed. Like you know, you watch a kid fall asleep and they get the kind of twitches on their face.
Really?
Yeah, legit.
I only felt one twitch the whole time.
Oh no, that was.
Huh.
You know, one of the things that I noticed too, and I don't know how long we did it for, but it seemed shorter than what the clock is here. Like I don't know how long the little, you know,
Yes.
episode that we went on, but it seemed not very long to me. But it seems like we've been live for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And that's also another sign of hypnosis. It's called time dilation. A lot of times people will feel they've been in hypnosis for 5 minutes or a couple hours, but depending on how long the actual hypnosis is, it's generally a sign that your mind is just very relaxed in that state.
Doug, you're fantastic. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I really
Really fun to
enjoyed
watch.
this, and if you've got any other questions, feel free to send them my way.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to follow up on your confidence, and then obviously we'll know if I succeeded in anything soon.
Yeah. So
No, dude, my face is itchy. Like I feel like I got fleas all over me.
generally, how long, like on these types of exercises, Doug, how long would you expect to have results, or before they change, or like? Because I'm noticeably having more energy now. Which
Excellent.
is the knob that I really like cranked on the most.
Dude, I just
Yeah.
want to stop itching now. Can we stop that? Like,
John, as soon as your unconscious believes that you can be hypnotized, you can allow your unconscious to stop itching your nose.
There
Oh,
you go.
yeah.
Thank you.
this is
Doug.
one more thing that my wife is going to get on to me for. See, I told you you're crazy. You proved it. Live.
Like, I
No.
can't talk about it. I haven't it.
Honey, scratch it. Come on, come on.
What I was going to mention, Alton, is that when I'm working with something like anxiety and breaking it down into its component parts, oftentimes the conscious mind will continue to hold on to things for a while after because it still believes that thing is necessary. So as you mentioned with your energy levels, that was an immediate thing because you didn't have something in your mind saying, I cannot be happy. But if we're talking about replacing a behavior, like biting your nails, for example, your conscious mind might still feel the urge to do that, and your unconscious says, we no longer need that thing to get whatever it was we were trying to get out of that behavior. And so when I'm working with various issues, sometimes it's immediate. Sometimes as soon as they come out of hypnosis, as you said, they felt energized, they felt confident, they felt ready to do whatever they wanted to do. Sometimes, perhaps like in John's case, they come out of it, they're not really sure even if they were hypnotized, if they were making those changes. And it's only after like a week or so, they call me up and they realize, I haven't bitten my nails in a week and I didn't even realize it.
So is there a way to, you know how you told John to think of a color for focus? I'm thinking about your intros. So like if we say, John, think green and do an intro, will it trigger a memory in his subconscious? We're like, oh yeah, I remember, focus, I'm gonna do green intro.
I
Make
think,
sense?
I think if John actually wants that, yeah. What's the cool thing about symbols and visualizations in the unconscious is that the first thing that comes up is generally what your mind represents as that thing. So John, the fact that you had specific colors, that's your mind saying that this is how we represent focus. And so perhaps if you do think green when you're trying to focus, it'll certainly help you.
Oh, green. Yeah. All right, Doug. Well, you know how this works. Tell us how we can all get in touch with you if they want to go through one of these.
Absolutely. If you're curious about hypnosis and want to try it out for yourself, I encourage you to head over to my Instagram to try some free Hypnosis Fridays. I've got some full-length sessions there. My channel is at Making Your Meaning. And my main website, if you're looking for some actual help, some resolving some issues with hypnosis, please go to anywherehypnosis.com. Again, my name is Doug Sands, and I thank you guys so much.
Absolutely. It was fun having you. Great that you showed up and were willing to be live with us on YouTube. So that was great.
Pleasant surprise.
He doesn't. So we will attach your links, of course, in the description so everybody can easily access those. But definitely make the effort to check them out. If you are skeptical, it's worth a shot. It's free Hypnotism Friday, right?
Yep.
And guess what today is?
Friday then.
Saturday, Sunday.
What?
All right, Doug. Appreciate it again. You have a wonderful weekend, and thanks for coming to the Deciding Factor.
Absolutely. Thank you again.
Thanks, Doug.
Doug.
Yep. Bye-bye.
See ya.
So are we live still?
We are still live.
Can you
So
hear me? I feel like I'm cutting out.
you sound like you're cutting out.
I don't know. I'm talking the same.
Can hear you every other second.
Yeah. I don't know. Anywho, so this is what it's like when you. That didn't cut out.
Shouldn't have invited me on a live, you know. I don't have the something's weird on my mic. It's
It
making
is.
me crazy.
It's kind of weird.
Is it?
We should
Did
have
you turn the
probably
power on?
Hypnotized about that.
Anyway,
So what I love
thanks
though
for
is that
tuning in.
like you just have to decide. You have to decide that you're gonna, do great intros. Like I do believe in fairies. I do believe in fairies, and then you'll be there. And I just think that's kind of neat.
So no fancy music this time for the deciding factor, but let's do a simple deciding factor. The question is, do you still have the same opinion about hypnotism that you did on the first episode with Doug? I can't answer it for the other thing that we are looking at doing, which is the outros and intros. I want to say I don't think it's going to make a difference, but I'll let you decide because you'll get to see our outro and intro after this. But the itchiness, I can't say whether it was the hypnotism that made me itchy or just the suggestion that I will itch, because I feel like you can tell me that and I'll just start itching like crazy. Because it was just like him, right?
Well, it's not what it
He
is.
said
though,
itchy
right?
nose, and I'm like, oh, you jerk. So yeah, I mean,
Suggestibility, though, it's kind of like it's almost the same thing, right?
yeah. I was really disappointed though. I really felt like you would fully be hypnotized. So I want to see if you have confidence, but the barking and nose itching didn't happen or were delayed.
Well, it doesn't mean he wasn't hypnotized. His subconscious could have been like, "That's dumb."
Yeah, but I think that's kind of the point, is that it's not mind control. You're not making people. Somebody's got to change something in my mic. I'm gonna go crazy. It's not the mind control, right? So I think some people are more inclined to be willing to just stand up and dance or bark to be fun. I don't think I'm that fun. So it's probably a noise gate or something.
What type
Now
of?
you can't hear me at all.
Yeah.
You're a condenser, right?
I don't know.
You know what kind of mic you have?
Just put on like regular.
It is regular.
This is why I love
Something
live
happened.
shows. Yeah, I can't hear me now. There, no. What'd you do?
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, it's not mind control, man, and I feel like I totally adopted the ideas of. I mean, I wrote it down here: confidence, energy, smile. I turned the anxiety knob down, and it felt real to me. So.
You're still out?
I think exactly what I thought before. I think that there is a use for it. I don't buy that it totally solves anxiety, or that it's all just a matter of what's in your mind. I think it's effective though. Like I think I watched you guys get hypnotized for real. Kind of wish I'd gotten to do it. No,
Instead, you pushed me out there.
yeah, but see, it wouldn't be
I
compelling if
appreciate
I was
that. I
convinced. You're
appreciate
the one that's
that.
making fun of it this time. No, I think that there's something to it. And actually, I kept thinking about OCD. I'm thinking of all these different things that it's like this is sort of how you cope with it. Is like make yourself think differently about it. So hypnosis seems like maybe a.
We should have hypnotized you to stop getting tattoos.
How do you do that though? That's, I mean, like, you're gonna make them go away? You're gonna
No, stop. Just like, no more. Because if you come back with a face tattoo or your knees are covered, then.
If I don't cover my knees at this point, I'll just look silly.
So I think that's a better question. Is it effective? Not is it real or is it magic? It's like, is it effective? And I think 100% yes on that.
Awesome. It's not working. No, he said John.
Oh,
Nope, still nothing.
I do want to bark just
He
to be
does.
funny.
You want to bark,
that
so
was the point.
he
You
said
might
you
just
you
want to.
felt like. All
It'd
right.
be funny if I barked.
Yes, it would, especially if it happens at church on Sunday. All right, guys. This was good. Make sure you make your comments down below because we want feedback, especially if you were watching live. What did you think? Also, make sure you do hit the subscribe button. Get that notification. That way you can see us live and see all the mistakes we make during the show. So, guys, stay tuned. We appreciate you joining, and thank you both for being on the show, especially you flying down, Barb.
My pleasure.
I'm glad you came to town. So,
Thank you.
all right, guys. We'll see y'all next time on The Deciding Factor. Everyone, say bye.
Later.
So this is what it looks like after we cut our show, because now we get to do the intro. So our craziness,
We could just
because
sit here and be really awkward for a long time
It's gonna
and
be-
see what happens.
It's gonna be a great intro.
no,
I've got to
no.
fix my mic.
Alton will screw me up inevitably. So, yeah. Test your mic now.
Hello, I'm testing my mic.
No,
I
your
can't
mic
hear
sucks.
anything now.
Yeah, your mic sucks.
What about now? Can you hear me now? Now.
You just have to talk louder every time.
I have to talk louder.
It works when you talk loud. So, anywho. All right, here we go. Okay. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Deciding Factor podcast. I'm John. Yeah. See, I told you the intro's not going to work now.
I was ready.
Think you just don't believe in yourself, John?
Focus on the green, man. Go into the green.
Think green.
I can't when I got a dog barking next to me.
That's
Okay.
what we should have done. Is hypnotize John to not be afraid of dogs.
Yes, I would have taken that one. All right, here we go. Hey everyone, welcome to the Deciding Factor podcast. I'm John,
I'm Alton.
And I'm Barb.
and on today's show, we actually brought a little surprise for Alton. We tried to hypnotize Alton, so stay tuned because you're going to want to find out whether that was successful or not. But to that, there's also a little tease to it because something else happens on the show which kind of caught us all off guard. And it was all live. So if you missed it on YouTube Live, you need to subscribe to our channel and get notified for the next time that takes place. What else do you think they'll gain out of this episode, Alton?
Well, I think we followed up with Doug. He was a great sport with our skepticism, and I thought he did a great job, and I'm glad. I'm actually kind of surprised we had a guest come back.
It was pretty
So-
good. Yeah, I thought this whole show was just a little on the nose.
Stay tuned so you can find out what she means by that. But guys, make sure you also follow us on social media. Let's keep the conversation going. And also we send out notifications for live events on there as well. So guys, stay tuned because this is the Deciding Factor podcast. We'll see y'all out there. Have a good day.